stand.
What you say?
Start. Councilmember Meyer to lead us in a word of prayer.
Okay. Let's bow our heads. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the opportunity to gather to do the people's business tonight. I thank you for this wonderful place we call home. Thank you for our first responders who protect us every day and our city servants that keep this place humming. Help us to rely not on our own wisdom tonight, but rather allow you to guide us with honesty, humility, and integrity. We ask these things in your Son's precious name. Amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
may be seated. I'll call this regular Bryant City Council meeting to order, September 30th, 2025, 6:34. First item there is roll call.
Burgess.
Present.
Higginbotham.
Here.
Martin.
Here.
Meyer.
Here.
Mosley.
Here.
O'Rourke.
Here.
Permenter.
Here.
Liddell.
Here.
All right, that was a quorum. Approval of minutes.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion to approve. I have a second.
Second.
Second, Wade. All in favor? Any opposed? All right, motion passes. We've got a one announcement I think you might get pretty excited about. Chief Fudge.
Good evening, Council. I just wanted to announce that we did receive notification last week that we did get the Assistance to Firefighter grant for the new air packs. We didn't get the full amount. We asked for $500,000. We did end up getting $363,000, so that's still a huge chunk.
Absolutely, yeah.
I've already had some money put back and everything for this purchase in the future, so this is a really good deal. I wish Rebecca was here so we could thank her. She deserves all the credit. She did a lot of work on this. Big deal, so.
We need to have a Rebecca moment, every councilman.
That's fine with me.
Yeah.
Congratulations. If the boss would start stepping things up, that'd be great.
Amen. Oh, sorry.
All right, public comments. Okay.
Thank you, Council. Thank you for the opportunity to give you a report on your Chamber of Commerce. I'm Shane Knight, President and CEO of the Bryant Chamber of Commerce. Several things to bring you up to speed on. Fall Fest, of course, is this Saturday at Bishop Park. We have a little over 60 vendors, about 12 food trucks, and we're expecting another great opportunity, another great event, car show, bag-o, fishing tournament, Kids Land, presentation from the Arkansas National Guard with some fixed assets and different things. Last year we had a little over 4,000 in attendance, and we are expecting that number to grow again this year. Our meetings with our builders and developers and realtors continues to move forward. Tomorrow I will meet with another group, and then I have a meeting Friday as well with others. We're continuing to gain insights on our strengths and limitations as both a community and business community, and looking at areas that we can improve, some areas maybe that we need to tweak and things like that, improving our lines of communication between the city and our developers and builders, and how we handle things is going very well. I think we're gaining some very good information that's going to help us improve down the road and improve immediately. I want to thank the mayor. He's been in a couple of those meetings with me, and I think he's learned a lot on this. So those continue to go well. I will let you know also on November the 6th, we will be having a workshop sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce, Power Technology, and DC Aviation. This workshop will be at the Saline County Airport, and what it's going to be, it's going to be one focused around the Department of Defense and how individuals, companies, anyone that's interested to learn how to apply, get accreditation, certifications, everything they need for Department of Defense contracts We're looking to grow organically, some job creation here in the community and the county through the Department of Defense and the various avenues that they offer. And we're going to have a very good information seminar workshop from 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. at the Saline County Airport on November the 6th. If you want some more information, you can give me a call and I can walk you through that. In the spirit of the Saline County Airport, I will let you know that yesterday the county judge, the commission chairman, the airport director, myself, and Lamont Cornwell, we met and we discussed some options and some ways that we can enhance the viability, the economic vitality of our airport. And basically the conversation ended with Shane, bring anyone and everyone to the table that we need to bring to the table to help our airport grow. We want to see our airport expand economic opportunities through either hangar construction, airport expansion, runway expansion, taxiway expansion, and use. So we're going to go to work on that immediately. First thing that we're going to do is begin scheduling meetings with stakeholders, both on the local, state, and federal level, and display our airport. Show them what we have available. So we've got that going on. Also, I have a meeting October 2nd. We're going to put in place Christmas at Marketplace. It'll be a Christmas event on a Saturday evening to enhance our business community in that area. Not only will we display those that have shops there, but we're going to bring in 4 tents, giant tents, to where other businesses from other parts of our community can come and set up shop and put on a good opportunity, a good time for our community there in the marketplace. I want to, if you will allow me, Mr. Mayor, briefly touch on the comprehensive plan that the city is going to discuss today. I will let you know that in the spirit of that comprehensive plan, the Chamber has begun working with UALR and their Department of Economics and Community Development. What we're partnering with is what's called a comprehensive economic development study. It will, in our opinion, complement what you folks are going to be looking at in your comprehensive plan, your growth plan, especially in the areas of 1.6.4 and 1.6.5, and those are our land uses. And what we're looking at is the expansion of commercial properties, both in our current city limits and on the north side of Bryant and toward the east in the Parkway as we continue to grow. What we're going to look at from the Chamber side is how do we market our community? How do we market the community in concert, if the council so chooses, with this comprehensive growth plan? How do we market our community to developers, retailers, light industrial, healthcare, and the Department of Defense to continue to enhance economic opportunities within our community? So we are working on that now. I've had meetings with UALR. I've sent over some of my data and different things. So we do have another meeting coming up. So just know that we're working on that as well. So if the council so chooses to enter into this agreement with Crafton and Toll, we'll be working with them in concert to make sure everything runs smoothly. Let's see, one more note before you guys have any questions, give you an update on the Chamber. Since July 1st to now, we have had 24 new members to the Chamber. We're sitting now at 573 members of the Bryant Chamber of Commerce. So we continue to grow, we continue to add programs and opportunities within our community. And one more item, and then I will see if you guys have any questions. I want to let you know you do have an item on your agenda that you are going to be discussing, and that is the ordinance concerning canvassing. I have spoken with several of our board members and other members of the Chamber about this ordinance, and I want to let you know that the Chamber supports this ordinance, that we do receive calls from our members, our businesses in that area, concerned about the traffic, about the happenings and goings on, both, and it's going on both on the south side and the north side. I communicated with the mayor today. I received a call from one of our banks that they witnessed one of these canvassers being dropped off in the parking lot, and then the canvasser walks across the interstate and sets up shop around Walmart. And he does this every day. So they watch it, they're careful of it, so just know that the chamber, if the council so chooses to put this ordinance in place, that it does have the support of the Chamber of Commerce. So, any questions, Mr. Mayor? Council?
What's the date of the workshop?
The DOD workshop, November 6th, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Saline County Airport.
Do I remember correctly that that is the Forge Institute?
That is correct, Forge
Providing some
Thank you.
expertise into that?
They will be leading the discussion. They will be providing the experts, and they will be leading the discussion on the how-tos, the what-fors, and all of that, and they are industry experts.
Outstanding.
All right.
Thank you, Shane.
Thank you, Mayor.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
No, Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I would like to suspend the rules and add an item to the agenda for an executive session. I'm looking for a second.
Need a second?
Second.
Got a second? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay.
There we go.
The executive session is for.
Personnel matters.
Thank you. took no action in the executive session.
Which was coming
Somebody
up.
will find Butch.
Now, where are we? New business. Finance report.
Okay, so before I get to my regular report, I did want to take this opportunity to point out that we have our budget workshops coming up next Tuesday, October 7th, and the following Tuesday, October 14th. The October 7th one is for the Public Works Department, Street, Stormwater, Water, and Wastewater. And October 14th is for the General Fund Departments, Administration, HR, Finance, Legal, the Mayor, IT, Planning, Animal, Courts, Parks, Fire, and Police. And I just encourage all the citizens, anybody that's interested in city affairs, to attend those meetings. You know, it should be really interesting. And let's see, what else?
What time do they start, Joy?
I believe it's at 5:30. 5:30. And let's see, what else? I've got 3 items on the agenda. I guess I am ready to go ahead and move after that to my financial report. The August sales tax distribution from the state came in at $50,000 below August of 2024. We had budgeted to finish $554,000 above the 2024 levels, but now we're $126 below that forecast. I'm still optimistic that we're going to break even on general fund by the end of the year, although I'm starting to get a little worried. But I did want to encourage, I like to give just a little bit of something about how to understand my report. I did want to point out that the very last page of the report, Fund 002, the sales tax fund, and Fund 005, the designated tax fund. If you look at that last page, those 2 funds are 1% each of our 3%, so they're always going to tell you where we are on our sales tax numbers. So I just thought I'd point that out to everybody. So let's see what else. There were a couple of minor corrections to the report that didn't have any material effect, but they were for prior periods on pages 2 and 3. $47K in the street fund, $600 in the 515 fund, and $6,000 and $505.10 apiece. Let's see. I think that's it for just the regular report. Did anybody have any questions on that regular August ending report? Oh, I did notice actually, while I was paging through it, I noticed an error. The Spring Hill Fire Department money on page 5 did not pull from page 8. So I'll get that corrected next month, but it would be minus another 4 to 5 days on the 182 days in cash on page 5. Something must have been wrong with my formula. It didn't pull over. So any other questions?
We got a motion?
Make the motion.
Second motion, a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Amended budget.
Okay, so the 2 big items, the only ones that really are not reclasses are the 2 for police. And Chief Menden and I both of us missed this. We thought we were actually signing up for this to be paid out over 5 years, but to get the deal that we got, we're supposed to pay it up front. And so we've already brought the first payment to you guys in 2025, but this is to do the others. And Chief, did you have anything you wanted to add?
No, I mean, because we went back and forth between paying it up front over 5 years, and I said, when they said the invoice, it was lump sum. But the savings you get a $20,000 savings by paying it up front, plus you don't have to budget for it for the next 5 years. It's done.
Yeah, so we just...
We're gonna pay it no matter what.
Yeah, the 2 of us just decided to go ahead and bring it to you guys rather than go back and renegotiate with them. And all the original support is in this again, but you guys received all that the first time. And then the other one was for making an adjustment for the county dispatch costs, which we didn't know what those were going to be, so we couldn't accurately budget for those. The rest of everything else I managed to reclass and be a sum 0 even for street and water. But did anybody have any questions on any of those items?
Your motion to approve?
Make motion.
A motion,
Second.
second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, motion passes. All right, resolution 2025-37, some
Okay.
auditors.
So the last item I have on here, you guys have also seen this, and I told you that if there were any substantive changes to it, I'd bring them back to you guys. There weren't. They finished looking at it in their legal department, and nothing of any substance has changed, and so this is just to make it official. So, any questions on that? I am hopeful that we get done early this year. So, anyway,
Always an optimist, always hoping.
I try.
Says her name.
Joy, that's why she brings the joy. No questions? All right. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joy. Tricia, Animal Control.
Good evening, council. This is a resolution to sell some vehicles that we are replacing this year. You approved the purchase through Amendment 78. Those vehicles have now arrived. They are being outfitted. They're not yet ready to go into service, but they will be soon. So this is just preemptively getting ready to sell the vehicles once the new fleet is ready to go.
And how many vehicles is it?
So it is 2 trucks and then 3 of the silver aluminum dog boxes that sit in the beds. And we haven't decided yet if we're gonna, the ones that we're selling, the truck and the box, we haven't decided yet if we're gonna offer those for sale as a package or separately. But we will have one box that will be separate because one of the pickup trucks we're actually going to retain.
All right, thank you, Tricia. Do I hear a motion?
Motion to approve.
A motion?
Second.
A second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, city attorney, now we've got some water and sewer rates. These are going to be first readings only. The first is water facilities, the water and sewer system. Any questions? I would like a motion to read by title only, if you don't mind.
Make the motion to suspend the rules and read by first reading by title only, sorry.
A motion?
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, motion passes. All right, now I'm going to read it by title only. Ordinance 2025-11, an ordinance fixing rates for services rendered by the water facilities of the water and sewer system of the city of Bryant, Arkansas, and prescribing other matters related thereto. Any questions?
This is where I can ask questions.
Yes, ask some questions.
So I did kind of ask Dan and I were talking earlier, but, I mean, Mariah can probably answer. What percentage of the ratepayers are minimal use ratepayers that hit that minimum bill only? I'm thinking of the Blue Hair Bunch.
We estimate that about 20 to 25% of monthly residential bills are for the minimum of 2,000 gallons or less. And that's based on an analysis of the average. The average usage level for a residential customer, monthly usage is about 4,500 gallons, which is actually very low. I mean, across the United States, the average residential usage is more like about 9,000 or 10,000 gallons. So you all use water very efficiently here in the city. So if the average is 4,500, then chances are the about 20 to 25, about 20 to 25% of that is going to be 2,000 gallons or less. One other thing, just remember, every customer has 12 bills in a year. Okay, that doesn't necessarily mean that a customer is going to use 2,000 gallons every month. They may use 1,500 gallons in December, January, and February, and 6,000 gallons in June and July. But the average is 4,500 for the year. So.
Question?
So one of the subjects that part of your presentation was very good. You said that if this passes, then water rates and sewer rates will be out of the general fund. What percentage of water and sewer rates impact the general fund, Joy?
Sorry, say that again?
No, right now, the fund's self-sufficient. The fund is not depending on general fund contributions. But keep this in mind, the water rates are a little under recovering right now, and wastewater rates are over recovering a bit. The whole purpose of the rate plan is to ensure that the water fund pays for itself and the wastewater fund pays for itself. And so that's in keeping with the new Arkansas law. So that's part of the idea of the rate plan. But the plan will be and will continue to be self-sufficient.
Oh, I don't think I remember that from your presentation, that they were.
Yeah, the only thing that between water and wastewater and general fund is the SWB, salaries, wages, and benefits calculation, and that is for the administrative services that, like my office provides. If they had to hire a CPA, what would they pay, basically, essentially? That's the only thing that they pay general fund for, those services. And it's calculated every year in the back of the budget book.
Any other questions?
Yeah, and actually kind of mulled over what one of the residents said earlier about the infrastructure fee. Almost looks like a double fee for debt service repayment. If Act 605 says the fees are set up, our fees should encompass, I actually wrote it down here, capital, operation and maintenance, cost, debt service, required reserves, depreciation, etc. So if that's what Act 605, the infrastructure fee, our ordinance says is to pay to fund any current bond repayment and any future bond repayment, which is like a perpetual debt fund. So if the fees are supposed to cover the debt, do we need the infrastructure fee?
Well, I think that the utility is always going to have debt. I don't foresee any instance where the city of Bryant's water and wastewater utility will ever be debt-free. That just isn't the way it works. It costs millions of dollars to build, operate, and maintain a water and sewer system. And like any assets, they wear out over time. And you've got to continually invest in repairing, replacing, and expanding the system. So the infrastructure fee is going to be used in the future to pay for future debt that is inevitably going to be issued in order to, repair and maintain the system. So yes, the infrastructure fee is a fee that helps pay for the debt along with the water and wastewater rates itself. So the combination of the two pay for all the debt service and the operating expenses as well.
All right, thank you. Next, again, this is the sewer facility portion of the ordinance. We have a motion to read by title only.
Motion.
Got a motion.
Second?
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Ordinance 2025-12, an ordinance fixing rates for services rendered by the sewer facilities of the water and sewer system of the city of Bryant, Arkansas, and prescribing other matters relating thereto. Those are our first readings. Any other questions about, again, we'll have 2 more readings of those.
Do we have a sewer fee that's already tacked on also, like we do on the water?
No, the infrastructure fee is actually on the amount of sewer accounts. It's not attached to those separately. So it's just $115 fee.
All right, so you have there in your packet the recommendation I read to the funding committee, and this is just accepting that as information. It's not asking you to act on anything, just basically this is what we worked on, this is what we learned, and giving that information to City Council. I'd accept a motion just to accept that information.
Motion to accept the information. Second.
Motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion passes. Thank you for everybody that served. Thank you, Lisa, for chairing that. I thought it was very,
We learned a
I
lot.
found it very helpful. Thank you. All right, now we've got ordinance 2025-13 requested by Council Member Meyer. You want to talk a little bit about it?
Just that it was an opportunity to do something for public safety. There's certain intersections in Bryant that are very congested and distractions. Somebody made a comment about how people stand along the median there at Reynolds Road. We just don't need the distraction. It's not good for the people standing in the median or the drivers.
I agree. You might want to stand up because I got some questions. Yeah. So I agree that, as a matter of fact, any intersection is an issue. And I think if we don't, I think we should expand this to be all intersections, not just the listed ones. Simply because a distraction at one place could be a distraction at all places. So I don't agree with just doing it at certain intersections. I think it should be all intersections. That way it's very clear to solicitors, it's just not acceptable for public safety issues.
Simple as best is what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying.
So why are you picking
Thank
up
you.
intersections? Why not all roadways and not just intersections?
I believe the legal counsel will tell us it has to be enforceable and a standard, and you can't, I don't believe you can say all everywhere. I think you can say intersections for public safety because it's a First Amendment right to allegedly solicit.
Yes, and in this ordinance, it does give ways that these canvassers can express their First Amendment right. And there is one on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I miscounted the number of traffic lights in the city. I believe there's 11. If we can make that change before a reading, and if it's different, I'll get with Chief and make sure that's the correct amount. I was recounting them in my head earlier, and is there 10?
No, so why not ask Tim?
Oh.
I'll go around and count all the lights, to be honest.
Just wait for them to go through. It's just-
I would like to
Right
ask
on,
a
this is
question
really-
about, I mean, we're talking about people at stoplights soliciting. We also have a problem with people walking neighborhoods soliciting. And it don't matter if you're on the list or not, they still come and knock on the door, push your Ring camera. And I've had some in the past few months, younger folks, probably still in their teens, that through the Ring camera, I mean, they were making some comments that were not nice. I mean, because they were having a hard time getting anybody to come to the door. So, is there a way that we can incorporate soliciting as a city? I mean,
We cannot do that because that does restrict their First Amendment right too much. What we do as a city require is for them to get a permit. You can get on the list where they are not supposed to solicit. I've had neighbors in my neighborhood call the police for them not having a permit, and the police do inform them and make them stop at that time. So I have had that happen in my neighborhood before, and I'm sure there's other neighborhoods that have done that, and they're supposed to have the permit, and they direct them to come to the planning office to get a permit.
That way, the fun thing to do is you start talking, you call the police and you start talking to them. Then the police come and they pull up behind them. That's a fun thing to do. It kind of helps a lot.
well, I don't have any trouble getting them to leave, but they come right back.
I'm just telling
They
you.
don't stop at my house, my dog scares them. So, Does it have we have some residents in our area that have a no soliciting sign up. Is that any value at all to the homeowner in that situation, or?
It works about half the time.
Yeah, about half the time it works, yeah.
Yeah, no. You can put no soliciting, but we do have the list, and if they violate that list, their permit can be pulled from the planning department. So I would encourage anyone who does not want to be solicited at their home to call our planning department, or our permit department, I'm sorry, call the permit department and get put on that no soliciting list, because that is handed out to everyone who gets a soliciting permit.
I can tell you this, and Ashley can tell me if I'm wrong, but the First Amendment doesn't necessarily apply to your private property, so even if you're not on the list and they do have a permit, if you don't want them on your property, they can't be on your property. And all you have to do is call us. Most of the time they leave, but if they,
Correct.
for whatever reason, don't leave, you call us, they're trespassing, you can ask them to leave your property. So the First Amendment applies to like general public areas. So, I mean, if they're on your doorstep and you don't want them there, I mean.
Correct, you can ask them to leave.
You have to post that, though, for them to see, do not?
You can post it, but once you tell them, hey, this is my house and I don't
Right.
want you here, please leave. And if they refuse, then you call us and we'll tell them they've asked you to leave, if you refuse to leave, then we'll take you to jail.
This is a serious question. What I usually do is go to the door armed. Is that legal? I'm just being truthful.
It's your house, I mean, as long as you can't point it at somebody, but if you walk up to the door.
This
and
is
you
the
have
ball
it,
big.
It's on your hip, there's literally nothing I can do.
I usually have it in my hands.
All right.
Let's bring it back to the old stuff we were talking about. We'll start with-
Okay, so can we add, can we amend it?
We'll have to
add
visit,
Rob's-
you know what?
We're amending it and to say all intersections.
I would recommend that. Well, you don't have to recommend it because technically we haven't done anything yet.
This is true.
Correct.
Yeah, this is just for discussion, which is good.
Okay, so we're just discussing tonight.
Well, but we can amend it because we're going to read it again next month.
Absolutely, I can get an amendment to that to include all intersections and also to include the proper number of.
Will this reading count towards that?
Yeah, but we
Yeah.
can suspend the rules and read all three next.
I make a motion we suspend the rules, put on first, second, third reading by title only, Mr. Chairman.
Well, no, I don't think we should, we just did the first reading. I think we make the amendment and then we do it next month.
I didn't read it yet.
Oh, you didn't read it?
Talking.
Oh, okay.
I'll second
Yeah,
his
we're talking
Sorry.
about order.
motion.
You're right.
Yes,
I seconded his motion.
so we got a motion second, to suspend the rules, read first, second, and third by title only with the.
I'm sorry, I want to change that, just first reading.
Just first reading, okay.
Sorry.
All right.
It's just a habit to say
Do
that.
all right, first reading. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, ordinance 2025-13, an ordinance restricting right-of-way canvassers and solicitors to certain Bryant streets and roadways located within the city of Bryant because canvassers and solicitors pose a danger to themselves and the public at large by intervening with the safe and normal flow of traffic and for other purposes. All right, thank you very much.
That will be amended to note, instead of certain, it'll say all, correct?
Correct, I will have that for next month. I'll have the amendments we just talked about for next month.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ashley.
HR.
Good evening.
Hello.
I have a resolution adopting a policy about our CDLs that we used to send our employees to classes for all this stuff. It costs about $6,000 a pop. We can bring it in-house now, and Troy has been working on this for a while. But we've established the whole program, and now we have this policy, which also establishes how if they leave within a certain amount of time from receiving the CDL or obtaining the CDL, they reimburse the city for it.
Reimbursed at a prorated amount?
In full.
Or in full? Wow, okay.
They're going to keep all the records, and if you leave within 2 years of obtaining that CDL, you reimburse the city for all of the coursework, training. I think there's things that you can do to your CDL in that time, upgrades you can get to it. I don't have one, so. But anything that goes into that, they've.
Needs one on that Suburban.
That fire truck.
I'll be an
Motion to adopt, so.
I'll second it.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Comprehensive growth plan.
So we reviewed this during our workshop. I'm just going to call for if there's any other questions. Once again, the folks from Craft and Toll are here to answer anything in particular.
Motion to adopt.
How are we gonna pay for this?
All right.
Sorry.
We have, with the general fund savings,
It'll come out of 182 days.
How many days will it drop us to, do you know?
I think it is between 10 and 15.
Are we paying it all at once?
No.
It will be over, that's what I was just gonna say, it will be over a at least 2-year period.
Did you make a motion to?
Motion approved.
is there a motion?
Second, what do you need?
Second. Any other questions?
I'm sorry, who was the second?
Wait.
Wait. All right, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes. Okay, now we got the Tarver property. Request for variance.
All right, good evening. Once again, Eric Richardson Engineering, representing the Tarvers on the request for variance from the floodplain development permit, or you guys call it, what is it called, Bryant? Floodplain. Flood, get this right.
Yes.
Nobody knows what it's called. FDP. I wrote that down earlier, Flood Damage Prevention Code. Okay. A variance from that code in regard to.
What language would we need, Mrs. Clancy, to attach that waiver to it to be recorded?
If you would just make a finding that you believe that the Tarvers have sought an error, have alleged an error, and that you are willing to accept the appeal. And then you can allow the variance and just state that it's the variance that you want to include a waiver of liability to be determined between the city attorney and the Tarvers, which we already have. And then if there's anything else you want to require on that variance also.
But it will be written where it has to be passed on, property can't be sold without that variance being.
Correct, that is something that, yes, the city is, that I would require on that waiver. Tarvers have agreed to that, and it is in this waiver that they have submitted.
So how's this, I'd probably a real estate question, or how's it not get lost, 20 years from now when, the Tarvers plan on being there a long time, but life happens, something happens,
It is recorded with the county. They do
with the
record
deed?
it.
When they do a title search, we'll pull
It'll show
that
up
up.
that way. Okay.
It goes with any covenants or anything that's typically on like a neighborhood, it'll be there.
Okay.
So,
If I hear you right, we need a motion that the Tarvers allege an error in the FDPC. And council is allowing the appeal, approving the appeal.
I think that would be the first motion, yes.
That'd be the first motion.
With the,
That we're allowing the appeal?
That you're allowing the appeal would be the first motion.
Okay.
so moved.
Okay. Motion?
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, so the appeal Allowed.
And then, if you so wish, the next motion would be that you are granting a variance, which would include this waiver of liability and any other
With the,
stipulations with that variance.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the variance with two stipulations. One, that the drive be raised to the elevation that's 3 feet above the floodplain, similar to the house, the structure. And then the second, the signed waiver that's attached from the homeowners, that's attached to the deed for the property.
Waiver of liability.
Waiver of liability, yes, that we've already discussed.
Everybody hear that?
Second.
And aren't you building your house like 6 feet above the, or is it 3 feet?
Well, the house will be required to be 3 feet, and that's mainly for insurance purposes. Well, and also city code, of course. But FEMA doesn't really care how far the house is above, as long as it's above. City code's 3 feet.
You just have to attain the flood elevation certificate.
But as long as the driveway is outside the floodplain, it should be able to be traversed by city emergency services. Now, I don't know that it needs to be 3 feet out. If that's your requirement, we wouldn't argue with that unless the cars have something to say on it.
And that would, I guess that can be a discussion point if it needs to be. Really, my goal with that is to get it above to where fire truck can get down the drive. If at some point we
Your code requires the driveway to be 1 foot.
1 foot, okay.
Above that, and that wouldn't be a variance or a special request. That's part of your code they're gonna have to meet. And you asked about the height above, it is 3 feet above the floodplain, what your ordinance requires.
Okay.
Is there a turnaround? Supposed to be a turnaround?
No.
For the, is that not?
That's a private drive.
Okay. Okay.
You know, I think specifically what the variance is for the continuous access to the property by ordinary and emergency vehicles is the variance that they need.
Okay.
To move forward.
All right, so we have a motion with the driveway and the waiver.
Yeah.
Do we have a second?
Yes.
And a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you,
All right. Thank you very much.
everybody. All right, Public Works.
All right. First one is just some permission to sell some vehicles and equipment that is fully depreciated and that we no longer utilize. There's a list on the front page of the resolution. And I will likely come back before the end of the year with another list.
Questions? Comments?
Motion to approve?
Got a motion approved?
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion passes.
The second one is the state came back to us with their right-of-way for the Highway 5 widening, and where lift station 25 is on Midland, it's just down the street on Midland on the left-hand side. They have to acquire a little bit of that land. It does not affect operations. The agreement was $2.50 a square foot, plus replacement of the fence, and we do get a paved driveway out of it, which we don't have now with drainage. So.
Make the motion to accept it.
Motion approved.
Second.
Jack, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Motion passes. Tim? Council comments.
I had a couple. Shane hit on one of them earlier. Fall Fest is this weekend over at Bishop Park. It's a great community event. Welcome to everybody out there. I know that you guys are going to have some people out there, right? Is that right? So, be good representation. And also, there's going to be an awesome car show. I know a guy that's really working on getting that organized. So,
I heard y'all needed all blue.
oh, blue.
All blue. 2002 Dodge Dakota.
We can definitely do that. Most original, that's it.
Okay.
That category.
For sure, talking about John's Bronco.
That's right, right next to it. Right next to it, starting my doors. And then the Bryant Youth Association 5 and 10K, November the 1st. It's a fundraiser for them over on the Parkway that evening, Saturday evening. So.
Thank you. Any other council comments?
The Right to Burn begins again tomorrow, October the 1st.
I got
bush pile ready to roll.
Please, doing so, remember your neighbors that may have health issues, breathing.
Still picking up debris during
And be
that time.
careful, because fires do get out of hand. Wink, wink. That's the chief.
Should not be involved.
And they burn people's fences down.
Oh, I don't have to go.
And no siding.
All right, all my comments, thank you, and this was a long night, appreciate all your hard work.
Thank you.
Motion to adjourn?
Motion.
All right, motion approved, we are adjourned.